welcome to the EEPROM 9. Hopefully the audio will be okay because I'm using a different microphone to the ones on the camera, just because that's what's default set up on the computer and I cannot be asked to change it. So forgive my laziness. So this is the Q&A part 2 doohickey thing. The actually answering them, all that kind of jazz, and I'll give you a sneak peek into what will be the video after this, because that's going to be recorded today. What is it? I'll give you a clue. It helps you see in the dark, and it's very effective. It's very, very, very effective, which is awesome. We always love a good bit of effective shenanigans. You can kind of see my workbench and computers behind me, which is cool. And they're always mandatory. Yeah. Always good when you can't be asked to cook, but rambling, then stop rambling. So yeah, this is from Electrofox, who also mentions about the thermal imaging camera. Yeah, they make any glasses of any type look like sunglasses, and you can actually look quite cool in things that usually don't look cool. Yeah, there are a certain amount of films in that case. But for my Q&A question, is there ever an electronic item that you wanted to get your hands on but never could? What was that item, gadget, computer, etc.? The thing I would really love to get my hands on, but is basically nigh on impossible, is an actual proper high-speed camera. When I've looked into it on eBay and that, a lot of it is like one part of a system which is like some super proprietary thing that basically would just be a teardown item, and it's usually priced like 50 quid or more for basically a teardown item. Stuff that has been within the price range, I've asked questions to the sellers and never got anything back. You know, these can do quite a reasonable job these days, but it'd be really nice to get the really high frame rates which you just can't get on these, which is a shame. So, yeah, the one thing is, the type of camera I'd like would be a high-speed camera to capture like explosions and all kinds of, you know, interesting stuff. It's like those Phantom cameras, oh my god, they're amazing, but they're in a price range where they rival the price of my house. You know, 10 grand? No! Up that by an order of magnitude or more. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, how is anyone supposed to afford that kind of stuff? You know, that's where the slow-mo guys' videos are really good. You know, Mike's Electric stuff was lucky and managed to get hold of a full system. You know, a few other engineering YouTube channels like Tesla 500 did, and then he went and developed and built his own high-speed camera system. The Corona cameras, and yeah, I would love to get hold of the first gen of that. The other gens, they're just way too expensive. With a lot of saving, I could afford that, but then you're looking at something that's 2 grand. Postage is going to be as expensive as fuck, because postage from the US is always as expensive as fuck. You can get decently priced postage from like Russia and that, but for some bizarro reason, you cannot get sensibly, reasonably priced stuff from the US. It's just, unless it's in a super tiny package, you basically get raped on your postage. And then there's the ever fun thing of import tax. And import tax is a fucking rip-off. It's an absolute bitch. It's way more than the usual like 20% sales VAT you normally pay. It's almost like a bloody fine for having the audacity to order something that wasn't through normal e-commerce means. Oh god. I could rant all day on import tax and VAT and that, and the fact that it's too high is the main basis of the argument. And it certainly will be too high when the economy goes into oblivion, which it will do in the short-term future, and that does concern me. Hey, what do you think we'd get from a like high-speed camera videos to that. So yeah, the high-speed camera is still on the watch list. There are computers I would like. I would love like an original Compacto coded what? Hang on. I can never say the words. I can never say what it's called. It's like, here we go, images. I would love one of these. And you can see it in the corner here. Let me move that out of the way. This is another thing on the Holy. I would love one of these, but getting them in the UK? They're rare enough in the US. Good fucking luck getting one over here. I would love one of these. It's like it's one of the few Holy Grail computers I have. You know, one of them was the Husky Hunter, so that I've managed to obtain pretty much close to every model of Husky Hunter up to about the mid-90s or so. There's like the odd like weird like obscure variant that I know of that I don't have, but I have all the major models. Which is pretty damn rad. And that pretty much covers most of the stuff. You know, I always wanted something like SLR camera. I've got many film variants as well. And then this also has a macro lens on it. I saved up for him because he's very expensive. He's my baby, my pride and joy. You're kind of an expert in gas masks. I wouldn't consider myself an expert in anything, even what I'm a career in. Gas mask. The question is, which gas mask is the most complex that you have with your collection? Now, this one's a recent one, and I should have been prepared to have it sitting next to me, but hang on, I've just got to find it. Here we go, I found him, he was hiding. It is one of my more recent ones. My Czech CM4. Because I don't really have any with a drinking tube system or anything like that. But it's got a dual valve output system, standard input system, a kind of pseudo Tissot tube system which brings the air up past the eyes and then into the nose, so it acts as an anti-fog system, and a voice diaphragm which is actually really good. I use this gas mask whenever I go out in the streets, and it's also a bit more comfortable than my PMG. But yeah, this one's the most complicated one. I don't have any like ones with drinking tube systems or anything like that, because there's actually some interesting Russian ones which are apparently absolutely terrible gas masks, but they have all like drinking tube systems and stuff in, and I should get hold of one of those. But yeah, the Czech CM4, and then I use it with a Polish F5 glossed filter. It's a really nice gas mask, and it also comes with its little, I've showed it off in another video, but the little survival kit with like chlorine tablets and antiseptic, like little first aid pouch, which is absolutely awesome. Yeah, and how about a fart with a thermal camera? I have actually tried to capture that with thermal cameras in the past, but I haven't had much luck with it. I don't know if it's a quirk of my thermal camera or just like some which are higher resolution you need to pick it up. More Q&A, depends on the level of questions, there's only so many you can do. And then we go into And then we go into, from Mr. PL Tiger, a whole thing on information about night vision. So shall we discuss night vision, since this seems to be something pretty new to me, actually owning some bits and building bits. And he's talking about this beast, the Philips XX1080, which is actually apparently it's one of the best Gen 1 tubes that was created. It's got a nice big front face, so you've got a nice surface area, but you need a lens that can do that. It can actually project a wide image on, so you'd need something like an N42 lens or whatever, or equivalent. You know, you've got a lot of, if you actually use something like photography lenses as the mounting option, you've actually got a lot of options when it comes to different lenses you can stick on it, over the more standard night vision lenses, which don't use the same screw threads, as I discovered when I tried mounting them on my cameras. But yeah, he's basically nice, and then we got a nice like breakdown of like what's the is what each generation can see. But yeah, I'll give you a little thing there. That 3 cascade tube you sent me, that beastie works, and yeah, he's in the subject of my next video, and I am really impressed with his performance out in the dark. You stick a nice fresh set of batteries in there, and oh my god, it's amazing. It's like something that's normally pitch dark becomes like daylight, just only in green. It's awesome. Apparently you get ones which use grey phosphor today, which not as cool if you ask me. The reason they actually chose green in the first place is because green phosphor is, oh god, look at Jasper there, he looks so cute. I'll be seeing that little bundle of fur tomorrow. The only thing is, he does have a bit of a habit of trying to rape me, which is really annoying. But yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Oh god, go away. Yeah, it's often needed, unless you're Millpole government. Yeah, there's probably a whole generation of night vision equipment that like is super duper better than anything's available to the general public. But hey. But then most of the general public doesn't have like thermal cameras and stuff, so yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all the Q&A. We didn't get that many questions. We got a bot that said loved it, so that's fun. We should delete that because bots are not welcome here. Because that's like one of those bot channels that looks like it's been hacked. I don't normally delete comments, but if it's one of those bots that's going to be one of those ones that tries and hacks channels, then yeah, we're going to delete those off, because fuck them. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the Q&A. It would have been nice to have a few more questions, but hey, I've done plenty of Q&As in the past if you want to look up them, which answer many random things. I got a really interesting Q&A actually once after doing an autism video, which was pretty cool. Because lo and behold, for those of you who don't know, I actually have Asperger's, so I'm very much on the autistic spectrum. That's why I'm obsessed with all this kind of shit. And then I just run away with my obsessions and, you know, build night vision scopes, tingle with computers and all that fun jazz, because it's something I enjoy doing. You know, collecting weird Russian programmable calculators from the Soviet Union, all that good jazz. Playing with radioactive items. Apparently in the US it's actually illegal to remove the radioactive element from a smoke alarm, whereas in the UK it isn't. I mean, personally I don't give a rat's ass, but I just found that quite an interesting little fact. You know, if you take apart your smoke alarm and remove the little bit of that americium that's in it, 241, then go for it, I don't care. You know, do what you want. I find that kind of amusing that something like that that's pretty harmless is illegal, whereas owning something like a M16 fully automatic gun you can mow down a group of people with it within like 10 seconds is completely legal. There's a bit of a juxtaposition there, or however the bloody hell you say that word. That's another bit where the autism comes in, is it? Gives me a bit of a thing on difficulty on saying and pronouncing particular words. It's also the reason why I'm completely dyslexic, and why I struggled through, like, the only academia I didn't struggle through was university. Everything else was just a constant struggle just to, like, break even, basically. Yeah, modern education has a lot of problems that need to be solved. I was actually surprised at how high the UK education system is on the world charts. It's actually surprisingly high. I was expecting it to be a lot lower down than it was. So maybe it's improved since I was last in education. I don't know, but yeah, that's always fun. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Hopefully it looks like it's dark enough out there now to do the video on this, because I need to do the video actually recording through it and comparing the light. So yeah, kind of gives away. Oh, this thing popped open again. This is great because this little cap's got a little IR window in it. So you can use it as essentially just like a light reducer, so you don't get like blasted. It's awesome. But yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I will bang this up in one big video to go up, and hopefully we don't get too many complaints about the audio, because yes, I'm being lazy and using a cheap, crappy microphone. But I don't actually have any decent microphones to hook up to my PC, and I'm not spending £100 on a microphone. Sorry. I'd rather put that towards something more useful, such as a 3D printer. That's on the list of things to get, but they're all bloody out of stock everywhere at the moment.